Let's take a check on the team news for you, and Roy Hodgson ends the season as he's done on the whole throughout by naming an unchanged team for the 20th time. It means Eric Nevland and Jamansi Kamara continue in attack. The two games they've started together have yielded 3 goals so far, all for Kamara. Andy Johnson is still being plagued by a knee injury, so he misses out against his former club. Well, these are the men looking to prove that they are the 5th best team in England. Tony Hibbert returns after missing the last 3 with a neck problem. Jack Rodwell comes into midfield in place of Marouane Fellaini, who's on the bench. David Moyes has resisted the temptation to rest players ahead of next week's FA Cup final.
Number 16, Olivier Dacour. Number 17.
One last deep breath, one final big effort of the Premier League season. Fulham are within touching distance of Europe. A win would do it. A draw would almost certainly be enough. Everton are on the coattails of the top 4. Victory for them would secure 5th spot for a 2nd successive season. Tony Gale, 2 teams who have been terrific this campaign.
Yeah, terrific, Gary, and I think it's the game of the overachievers for me. And what magnificent managers they've both got as well.
Everton looking to take care of business against one West London side here. Next week it's Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Nevland tried to get on the end of that through ball, couldn't quite reach it.
And that's been a feature all season. A lovely little ball on the diagonal from Danny Murphy, going one way, look, and he flicks it round the corner. Nevland's just trying to hook volley it into the net, just misses on the connection, but he did sneaky yard on Lescott there. But what a lovely little ball from Murphy. Revelation in the middle of midfield this season. First alongside Bullard, the second half of the season alongside Atuhu.
He has been Fulham's engine this campaign, Danny Murphy. He's really rediscovered himself here at Craven Cottage. Julian Lescott's header. Murphy again, Tim Cahill trying to snap in. This is John Pansel, says he's had the best season of his career here. A real steal from West Ham for £300,000. Didn't work out for him at Upton Park, but he loves working under Roy Hodgson. As does every single one of these Fulham players. It is Survival Sunday in the Premier League, but Fulham won't mind at all that they're not on the main stage, as they were, of course, on the last day last season, and they stayed up by the skin of their teeth. This is one of the support acts here today, but it still could be a momentous day for the club. They have been in Europe before. That was via the Intertoto. This would be a top 7 finish. And what a journey it's been.
I was here a couple of months ago, Gary, when they were playing Blackburn. They lost, and a lot of the fans, after losing that game, thought they'd be in relegation trouble.
Mason Baines, Tim Cahill, tidying up is Aaron Hughes. Everton will have to try and find a way past Fulham's version of the Thames barrier in Hughes, Hangeland and Schwarzer. And the Fulham back 4 as a whole conceded 60 goals in the last 2 seasons, Fulham. This season, they've halved that just about.
And I think the reason for that, Gary, is that they've been virtually unchanged. The back 4's as red, and Schwarzer behind the sticks, of course, has been in great form as well, but keeping that settled back 4 is always the key to partnerships. 2 centre-backs, full-backs with wide players in front of them, and as a 4.
Sahar rising off the crossbar, almost struck again against his former club, Louis Sahar. He's done it on 4 occasions since leaving Craven Cottage, and Everton almost in front.
Great leap, wasn't it? Well above Hughes, great power in the header as well, because there wasn't a lot of pace on the cross. It was just hooked in from the right-hand side from Osman. Up he gets, well above Hughes. That's so unlucky as it comes off the bar.
Had a good start to his campaign after signing from Manchester United and getting himself fit. Then picked up a hamstring injury against Tottenham in November. Dempsey. Michael Riley has seen something at Everton, will have a free kick, but Louis Sahar has missed 4 FA Cup finals because of injury. He's hoping to be in the starting 11 in David Moyes' side next weekend at Wembley.
Very much made his name here at Fulham as well, Gary. He obviously came to England before that, but then had to go back abroad, but really made his name under John Tigana here at Fulham. Got them out the Championship, done ever so well in the Premier League as well, and really was the star man here at Fulham when he was here.
David Moyes was mulling over whether to make a few more changes to this side with the FA Cup final in mind, because of injuries, of course, and possibly any red cards that may happen here. To history which has had a fixture which has had a history of red cards, this, but maybe this 11 we're watching here maybe only Jack Rodwell may not be in David Moyes' starting 11 at Wembley next week. Maybe Tony Hibbert, who had just seen that, sent crashing to the ground. You surprised he hasn't made more changes?
Well, I think he just like to keep it going when you're playing well. But obviously they are running the risk. They haven't got a massive squad, Everton, so could have rested a few, but difficult.
Everton making a positive start here. Maybe one of the smaller grounds in the Premier League, but Craven Cottage is Everton's Mount Everest. They just can't seem to get a result here. 1966, the last time they managed it. Alan Ball scored the winner on his debut. Fans in carnival mood all around Craven Cottage. Alan Hughes, talk of a possible new deal surrounding him, as well as Breda Hangeland. Everton have themselves made two important signings, with Joseph Yobo and Phil Jagielka both agreeing terms on new deals at the club. And just about worked out there for Danny Murphy and a Tuhu, although this is Jack Rodwell. Now Pienaar, Everton's man in form right now. Mark Schwarzer, two big hands on that. He at times has been the immovable object this season. Schwarzer, terrific signing.
Yeah, really got a presence about him as well. 6'4", 6'5", Schwarzer. Just got that presence about him. There's got a little bit of calmness to that back four in front of him. Everton, they've had a great season, haven't they, Gary? I mean, I really am an admirer of the Toffees and David Moyes, what he's done at Everton, and really doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves. And big cup final next week, massive day, and I'm sure the Everton fans are amongst the best in the country. Will really shout and sing their team along. They've been magnificent with their side this season as well.
They struck the first blow too ahead of the cup final. Everton will wear their royal blue at Wembley against Chelsea as they bid to land one of English football's crown jewels next week. Osman mugged of the ball. It drops here to Jack Rodwell. Schwarzer down smartly.
Well, first couple of chances fall into Everton, and this one's a little nick, you can see. Dempsey gets a toe, it only goes to Rodwell, hits the target. It's a comfortable save low to his right for Schwarzer.
Everton on the front foot at Craven Cottage, looking to end the season with a bang. Fulham holding on to 7th spot. A win would do it, would secure a place in the Europa League qualifiers next season. They'll have to play a qualifier. A draw would more than likely do it as well. They have got 5 goals better than Tottenham in terms of goal difference. Tottenham at Liverpool today. The eyes of the Fulham fans here on West London, their ears will be on Merseyside to find out how Tottenham are doing at Liverpool. Rodwell, neat and tidy in possession. This is Leighton Baines, his 50th start today for Everton. Sahar trying to play in Baines once more. The unflappable Aaron Hughes across covering.
Young Jack Rodwell in the middle of midfield for Everton. I first saw him in the Victory Shield, Gary, playing for England. Playing at centre-back, but only a game in the middle of midfield for Everton this season, and even started on the right-hand side when I saw him early on in the season when they had a lot of injuries away at West Brom. That's how well Moyes done with his squad and introduced the youngsters en route.
Well, they say his future will be as a defender. Jack Rodwell has been compared to Rio Ferdinand, a young Rio Ferdinand. A Tuhu catching Phil Neville late. But Mike Riley tells the Everton captain to get up.
And a spell in midfield won't hurt him, particularly for that centre-back role, because he's comfortable on the ball anyway, so he'll give him quicker feet in the middle of midfield, and when he reverts back to his favoured position, he'll look even more composed.
Managers do tend to like that, try and play plays out of their normal positions they've grown up with to try and learn the game as they're progressing. Louis Sahar being given the treatment by the Fulham fans on his return. His last goal for Fulham was actually against Everton here. Everton have started the brighter. Fulham looking to try and find their rhythm. Hangeland. John Pansel looking down the sides for Jumansi Kamara. Lescott tidying up. Kamara scored 3 of Fulham's last 4 goals, a man in form.
Yep, and you got it right, Kamara. So many people get it wrong, don't they? But definitely with a K. Our very own Chris Kamara wouldn't sound quite right if we called him Chris Camera, would he?
You're right there. This is John Pansel. Zoltan Gira, who has come into the team because of Simon Davis's injury. It's Eric Nevland. First big chance for Fulham.
Well, that's where he's good, Nevland, in and around the area. He doesn't mind really firing away when there's, well, very little to shoot at. Lovely little ball from Gira. Takes the shot through the legs of Yobo. And Dempsey's not far away on the far side. He's trying to head for that far corner and give himself a double chance, really. It is a warm day here. It's got to be one of the hottest days of the year so far. Typically, right last day of the season, it's hard to lift that tempo, but they need to get a little bit more tempo to the game at the moment, both sides.
It was touching 96 degrees around about 10 minutes before kick-off here. Kamara. And Zoltan Gira. Now Clint Dempsey. Moves it on to Paul Kincheski. 4 to hit in the middle, including Zoltan Gira. And Tim Howard has to deal with it.
Oh, excellent chance, but he's gone for the wrong corner. Well picked out by Kincheski on the far post. But look at this, he's got to go back across goal. Must go back across goal. Never going to beat Howard on that near post. And Zoltan Gira is one of the better players in the air for a wide player. Really should have done better than that. That's easy for Howard.
He has scored 2 goals in 4 games against Everton. Has the taste for scoring against the Toffees. Tim Cahill playing a little further forward again here for Everton. It's Tim Cahill. And at the other end, Schwarzer called into action.
Well, it bounced rather kindly there for Cahill, but in the end he fired away, Gary. But again, it's a comfortable shot. This time low down to his left-hand side. Comes out of that little challenge quite well. Never really had the power to trouble Schwarzer.
The two sides trading blows. Normally a goal scorer with his head, Tim Cahill, rather than his feet. We have 2 goalkeepers here, dare I say it, who have been on top of their game this season. Pansel turning into trouble. And you can bet one thing for sure, Stephen Pienaar will not give Pansel a moment to rest.
That's a couple of occasions he's nearly been caught in possession. Surely that must be the time to tell himself to be a bit quicker when he's in possession.
Hangeland. Dempsey chased out of town by Tony Hibbert. Murphy finding Dixon Atuhu, David Moyes' last signing when he was at Preston North End. If things had worked out differently, he would have been an Everton player at Atuhu. The 2 clubs couldn't agree a fee after David Moyes moved to Goodison. Atuhu, another player who's come into the side for Roy Hodgson right about Boxing Day and hasn't looked back since. And everywhere you look on this field, there are strong combinations. Combinations, yeah. It spins off Pansel. Potentially it could have been awkward for Howard. Rodwell. Osman screaming for the ball. Rodwell looking for width on the far side and fighting Tony Hibbert. Back after missing 3 games with a neck injury. Trying to play himself into the FA Cup final team with Lars Jakobsen for competition. Jakobsen on the bench here. Osman. Pienaar now across on the the far side. He thought he was impeded. Referee tells Pienaar to get up. Rodwell tried to cash in. Again, Fulham slammed the door shut.
Good bit of cover there from Hughes. He didn't really want to commit himself to the tackle.
This is Pansel. We've seen glimmers from both teams so far. The closest we have been, Louis Sahar's header, which rattled the crossbar in the opening few minutes. This is Zoltan Gira. Fulham looking to slip up the gears. It's Gira again. Didn't need asking twice.
Well, Tim Howard going bananas there with Phil Neville saying he should have closed down the shot quicker. He was slightly outnumbered in the middle of the park there. Gira, well, just given a little bit too much time. There wasn't that much intent by Neville to close him down there. Could have been a bit quicker closing him down, but fortunately for him, it's over the top. But Tin Howard ain't too pleased, is he?
Rodwell. Osman. Cahill looking to try and find Phil Neville. Murphy slamming in. Jamansi Kamara. Now Murphy looking for Gira. Pinar is tracking back and robbing Gira of the ball. He's got Sahar to his right here. This is Louis Sahar. And Schwarzer down again. Another opportunity for Everton.
At last, a little pacey attack, and it's Pinar who instigates it. And doesn't Sahar let the ball run well across his body before firing with his right foot, but again, near post. Not much problem for the keeper. That's the post they prefer you to go for. Good strike though.
A few did question Mark Schwartz's ambitions in the summer when he made the move to Fulham, because Fulham were involved in that relegation dogfight. He's answered those questions. Yobo holding off Dempsey. Pinar and Schwarzer with a decisive fist.
Yeah, and the importance of fisting it away is not just getting it away, but a little bit of distance, and he did that as well.
36 years of age, Mark Schwarzer. His current deal ends at the end of next season, which is why talks are underway for him to stay a little longer. It's not just his saves, it's his presence as well. Baines moving the ball onto Rodwell. Pinar again, getting more and more involved. It's a good ball to Leighton Baines, just too much on it in the end.
Well, slightly overpaced, and I tell you what, if you're running quickly and you go off the pitch here at Fulham, you're likely to end up in a crowd. There's a little slope all around the pitch on the AstroTurf, and it's pretty dangerous. Baines just puts the brakes on in time.
On the whole, it's always been a club which has been good to be seen at, Fulham. A few star names, skillful footballers have graced this field of grass in front of us. Anthony Gale.
You mean Anthony Gale? Anthony Gale.
Midfield enforcer, weren't you, in your time here?
I had a spell in midfield, Gary. Played up front as well. But then, after starting my days with the great George Best, Rodney Marsh, Bobby Moore, went through quite a spell here at Fulham and just narrowly missed promotion to the top flight one year with the likes of Ray Houghton and Paul Parker in the side as well. That's what might have been.
Well, it has been an amazing journey. You consider back 13 years ago that Fulham were one off the bottom of the Football League during the campaign, and now here they are within touching distance of European football. They have been there, of course, once through the Intertoto, but this will be the highest finish ever in the top flight in their 130-year history. Legs down for Everton. And this is Dempsey. And Tuhu moving through the middle. Kamara the target, Yobo the cover.
That's what's good about those centre-backs, Yobo and Lescott and Jagielka, who's been their player of the season as well. They've all got pace across that back four. They can all play in different positions as well. Lescott's played at left-back as well as centre-back, Jagielka right-back as well as centre-back and in midfield. And when they do have injury problems with a smaller squad, I would say, Everton are able to cope because of players who are able to adapt to different positions.
Zoltan Gira. It's a lovely looking ball here to Kamara. The angle was too tight for him in the end.
That was a lovely ball from Gira. I thought he was shaping for the shot at first, but he curls it in behind Yobo. Sits up well for Kamara, but I really think that's too tight an angle, and he needs to really take a touch and maybe come inside there and see how he can go, because that's too tight an angle to score from.
Well, he's a man in form, scoring 3 of Fulham's last 4, including the winner against Newcastle United last week. Good win that for Fulham at St James's Park, with everything that was going on and riding on the game in terms of from Newcastle's perspective too. This is Osman into the final 5 minutes at the end of this first half. Cahill seeking out Julian Lescott. Baines to Pinar. Murphy hunting him down. Pienaar gliding away. It's an intelligent ball to Leighton Bates. And swept away by Dixon Atuhu. This is Jack Rodwell. Everton on the whole have been on top in this first half. Hibbett. It's Tim Cahill. Trying to beat his compatriot Mark Schwarzer.
In their territory, they've been in control, haven't they? But this is the way Fulham play for most of the season, Gary. You know, they do line up with that two banks of four and really leave it to the strikers to get on with it a lot of the time. Don't be surprised if they nick it 1-0.
If they do, then they will be in the Europa League next season, Roy Hodgson's side, and then it will be a real test of the size of this squad. We'll have money to spend, the Fulham manager, in the summer. Won't be shopping at Harrods though, it'll be having a look around to see what he can do. His record though has been good, the likes of Hangeland, Schwarzer that he's brought in. With European football come big decisions to be made. But Fulham's strength this season has been keeping a settled team. This is the 20th time this campaign that they've named an unchanged team.
Yeah, and the big thing about qualifying for Europe, from their point of view, Gary, is that it'll reignite the enthusiasm of the chairman, who there was an influx of money at the start of the season. Zamora Johnson, 16 million, and I think he's promised a similar amount at the end of this, which is quite big in today's terms when there's a little bit of a financial meltdown everywhere. So reigniting his enthusiasm for the club is really important, and the fact that they finished 7th, well, he'll think that they can maybe kick on from there. That'll be a tall order, because they have overachieved in my eyes this season, but it'll certainly take away any fears of relegation if they can add 3 or 4 more players to this already good but small squad.
Well, the managers will tell you every year, year on year, it's getting harder in the Premier League. Mohamed Al Fayed has been at pains to point out as well, he will not be selling the club. Some rumours going around in the last couple of months. He's enjoying running this football club. He's had a long and distinguished career. Roy Hodgson managed in 8 different countries. He says if he does guide Fulham into a top 7 finish, it will be one of his greatest achievements. It's a big call. You consider he's managed in World Cups, European Championships. You get the feeling he didn't feel he would be complete without a real go at the Premier League, making his name in his homeland. The troubled time of Blackburn Rovers, although it can't be forgotten, he did take Blackburn into Europe. They finished 6th in his 1 full season in charge. It's a lovely ball there from Pienaar. It's Leon Osman. He scored. Everton in front. Fulham undone. They were looking for the offside flag. It didn't come. And Pienaar unlocking the defence. He had the vision. Osman had the execution. Everton in front.
Well, again, it's John Panshill giving the ball away. He's done it 2 or 3 times in possession, but it's a great run from Osman. Lovely little ball from Pienaar. Look, that's not offside. Konchesky tries to play him off, but not. Takes it round Schwarzer, and that's a lovely one-touch round Schwarzer and one-touch finish. Look at that. Another one of Everton's unsung heroes. Great finish from Osman. But it really was given away earlier on by Panshill, who's done that several times in this first half. And this time, Everton make him pay with a lovely little bit of work from Pienaar and then Osman. Timing of the run, timing of the pass. Nearly impossible for an offside trap to stop that, Gary.
We're into 1 minute of added stoppage time at the end of the first half, and Everton have hit the front. It's got those who've made the journey down from Liverpool in full voice away to our right-hand side. Only the 2nd league goal Everton have scored on this ground in 42 years. Beautifully constructed. And Leon Osman sliding home his 6th goal of the season. 5 of those goals have come away from Goodison Park. Well, we mentioned that Stephen Pienaar was Everton's man in form right now. It was a lovely slide rule ball for Leon Osman. And it's Everton who lead at the break at Craven Cottage, a ground in which they have struggled for 40 years or so. Well, that man, Leon Osman, with the goal in the final minute of the first half. Made for him by Stephen Pienaar, finished by Osman. And at the break, David Moyes' side are in front. Half-time, it's Fulham 0, Everton 1. It's advantage Everton at the break. Leon Osman's goal, the difference. Everton have in the main controlled it. And fifth spot, as it stands, is beckoning. Fulham need to do something so they're not relying on Tottenham slipping up at Liverpool. Everton have had a terrific season on the road. They've won 7 of their first 10 away. That was when they were struggling to find their form and find their feet at Goodison earlier in the campaign. They have found it tough recently though, just the 1 win in 8 away, and that was at Sunderland a couple of weeks ago. Looking to keep out Fulham here. It's Clint Dempsey, opened up for a second, just couldn't quite bring the ball under his spell. There's Danny Murphy. Fulham had a few sights of goal in the first half.
Plenty of Everton bodies behind the ball there, Gary, wasn't there? Dempsey couldn't get a turn and he shot away. It's going to be hard for Fulham to break Everton down. They've got to do better. They've got to lift the tempo. They're playing too slow in that first half, and I'm sure Roy Hodgson, who looked very annoyed going in at half-time, particularly the way they gave the ball away and gave that goal away, I'm sure he's asking for a response.
Tim Cahill shrugging off first Hangeland and then Danny Murphy. Pienaar making roads inside the penalty area, decided to leave it because Rodwell was behind him. There are times when the game does quicken up like that, as we've seen from Everton and Fulham a few moments ago too. Nevland looking for his stripe on it. Jumansi Kamara, who brought it down beautifully, looks pleadingly towards Mike Riley looking for a penalty. The referee not interested.
It was a little bit hopeful, wasn't it? Good touch to take it down, but I didn't really think it was going to be a pen.
Pings off the boot of Cahill. Rodwell sliding in. The Everton fans in full voice away to our right-hand side. It's Louis Saha, and Mark Schwarzer gets down to it. Did everything right there, Saha. Heading it downwards, and Schwarzer was across.
Oh, what a fabulous ball. Fully 40 yards on the diagonal from Osman. Look at that. Saha gets in between the two defenders. I thought maybe he could have taken that down, but decides to go for the header, and again near post, making it easier for the keeper.
More work to do for Mark Schwarzer. Cahill is almost standing on the goal line, having a shoving match with Dixon Atuhu. The referee, I think, spotted that. He wants the corner retaken. He'd blown before the ball had been kicked. It's Tim Cahill and Dixon Atuhu, the two who Mike Riley is calling towards him here.
Well, Cahill really gets some treatment from defenders in the area. They really try and block his run, and they're all over him. Have to be very, very careful. You can see there's always something in it with Cahill because he's so dangerous.
And it comes again off the head of Louis Saha. The closest he's in the header in the opening few moments, which rattled the Fulham crossbar. He does like to score against his former club. So much though goes on inside the penalty area in those situations. Almost impossible sometimes for referees to try and sort it out. Geary's header. Nevland. Atuhu surging forward. This is Dempsey. Aaron Hughes for Fulham. Still an adopted Geordie at heart, Aaron Hughes. His wife is from that part of the world, and the family has already made the point we'll have eyes on Newcastle's game at Villa here today. Yobo slipping. Clint Dempsey just about got a toe to that, and Tim Howard almost put his hand on the ball, and Dempsey's across again.
I think he was just inside and he changed his mind. He done very well there, Tim Howard. because Dempsey thought he was going to come out and he was going to get into a situation where he'd get a penalty. He does ever so well. Look, the cross is half cleared, and he does well to pull out there, Howard. And then here, he just touches it just inside, and then, well, let's go, that's okay.
Tony Hibbert. This is Louis Sahar stepping away from Hangeland. And Suhu getting back, now Danny Murphy. Certainly plenty of endeavour from both teams, but Everton in the ascendancy. And Tim Howard is one of the quickest sprinters at Goodison Park. Covering the ground there, so Nevlin couldn't get in. No push in the back on Stephen Pienaar. Play goes on. Everton frustrated. Fulham on the counter-attack with John Pansel. It's Pansel! Inches away.
Well, that was the chance, wasn't it? Driving into defence. The run of Zoltan Gera takes the defence away and allows a little bit more space for Pansel to fire away. And he pulls it wide of the post. On the break, probably a foul in the first place. Mike Riley didn't give it, but good run by Gera. Takes the defence away, allows the space, but he doesn't hit the target.
That was the Everton appeal from Pansel on Pienaar. Fulham making the change. Nevland off. And on comes Bobby Zamora.
Yeah, I thought the change had to come. Nevlin was looking a little bit tired, hasn't it? Had many 90-minute games under his belt this season.
Another change then by Roy Hodgson. Olivier Dacour, who will be going back to Inter Milan at the end of the season, about to make his final bow for Fulham. And he's replacing Zoltan Gera. Konchesky. Kamara swinging the ball in. And the two in the current strike partnership linking up. Zamora with the header over the top.
Well, it's a good cross from Kamara, but they, again, Everton holding a really good line. So the header from Zamora is from quite a distance out.
Coming on is number 32, Dan Gosling.
So Phil Neville coming off for Everton. David Moyes deciding to twist here. And Phil Neville will take a breather ahead of next week's cup final. Moyes, lieutenant, his captain, has got through it. Dan Gosling on. Another of the youngsters who's had a sparkling season for Everton when he's been used. The recent club awards, he was given the award for the goal of the season, the winner in the Merseyside derby in the FA Cup win over Liverpool. There's Louis Sahar, Everton looking to finish it. Comfortable for Schwarzer.
A decent strike. Louis Sahar playing for his place next week.
Danny Murphy surging forward. Lescott trying to make sure he couldn't make it any further. And Fulham about to make another change. Chris Smalling. Big moment for him is about to come on. Phil Neville going straight to the dressing room.
Substitution coming off is number 18, Aaron Hughes.
Big moment then in the life of Chris Smalling. He's replacing Aaron Hughes here, whose season is over. And Smalling making his senior debut. 19 years of age, was signed from Maidstone back in June. Caused a little bit of a stir because he originally signed a deal with Middlesbrough. But the deal was cancelled after he made a U-turn and he joined Fulham so he could be nearer home. So he makes his debut and slots in alongside Breda Hangeland.
It's a great introduction, isn't it, for young Smalling and going alongside the experienced Hangeland. I think there was a little bit of a knock to Aaron Hughes. He took an elbow in the face, accidental one from Tim Cahill, but it gives young Smalling a chance.
This is Pansel. That moment and a little spell of substitutions just broken the game up. Into the last 12 minutes, just over that, plus stoppage time at Craven Cottage. Fulham will be relying on Tottenham slipping up at Liverpool to make sure they finish in 7th spot. Everton hanging on to 5th. Bobby Zamora on the move.
Well, he was getting away, but it was always on his weaker side there, Bobby Zamora, and as soon as he leant back, it was high, wide and handsome, trying to cross it in behind the back four.
Well, another change here, alongside the River Thames. Segundo Castillo is coming on for Louis Sahar. This will be interesting to see how Everton reshape. Sahar has applauded off the field by one side of Craven Cottage behind the goal, away to our right, booed by others, but some Fulham fans applauding their former hero off the field too. And Segundo Castillo on his season-long loan from Red Star Belgrade, almost up. He gets his chance. Last day of last season, Fulham were at Portsmouth, FA Cup finalists, and of course Portsmouth went on to lift the trophy. Everton will be hoping that lightning strikes twice. Dempsey just behind Atuhu. Rodwell gets to it. Osman. And Segundo Castillo. Now Tony Hibbett. Three and Royal Blue waiting for the cross. Castillo's gone for it. It could have been dangerous stuff for Mark Schwarzer. A couple of bodies in the way.
Yeah, slight deflection, but he didn't get the best of connections, Castillo. Certainly looks to be carrying a little bit of weight, like he is, and match fit, doesn't he?
This is Tim Cahill. Space on the far side for Pienaar. Gosling through the middle, where he's playing at the moment. Nice football from Everton, neatly done. Flayton Baines, well, the flag's gone up, puts a full stop to the move. Flayton Baines there, flagged offside. The final whistle here for Fulham. The hard work begins off the field to prepare for possibly a season in Europe. Everton looking to get job done here. It may happen now. Well, Tim Cahill's gone down inside the Fulham penalty area for that challenge. For a moment, David Moyes had a look around to his assistant Steve Round in almost fear that the Aussie wasn't about to get back up.
There's a late connection from Smalley. Look, he gets the shot away, and then the challenge comes in. It's clumsy, it's a foul, but it's after the ball's gone away, and he had a shot a goal. Not a good connection from Cahill, should have done better, but Smalley on his debut, very clumsy, and lucky to get away with it.
Everton almost in for a second there. Dan Gosling, who does like to score late goals. Now it's Pienaar. Rodwell is waiting, pointed to where he wants it, that's where he gets it. Tim Cahill. A little too intricate in the end for Everton. It's they who are asking the questions at the end of this game, looking for a second killer goal. Well, Everton's physio, Mick Rathbone, has been standing on this near touchline for the last few minutes.
He's trying to get Stephen Pienaar to go down, but he won't go down. Quite an honest bunch of players, the Everton lads.
James Vaughan is being called back to the bench, but he's obviously concerned about something. Although Pienaar appears to be moving okay. He's taken a buffeting here this afternoon. That's his game though, Stephen Pienaar. Attracts challenges. Zamora could be in here. Lovely take from Bobby Zamora! And Tim Howard thwarts him. Was that the moment there for Fulham?
Well, having taken it down with a great first touch, he could have scored. Good save from Tim Howard, because he makes himself big and stands up and makes the save, but having had that great first touch from a lovely ball from Murphy, he really should have tucked it away, Zamora.
It was beautifully controlled.
It's a great ball. He peels off the shoulder of the defender. It sits up nicely for him, but it's not the best of finishes. Howard, in fact, goes down. Good save, but Zamora really should have done better after that excellent first touch.
Well, probably no real surprise after what we were telling you a few moments ago with Mick Rathbone, the Everton physiotherapist, asking Stephen Pienaar to go down and so he could administer treatment to him. That Pienaar's coming off and James Vaughan is coming on. Pienaar, the architect of Everton's goal here, which looks like being the winning goal. Into the final 5 minutes at Craven Cottage. Everton have not won here since 1966. They are on course. Vaughan on, Pienaar is off.
Just feeling the back of his leg, and hopefully that's not a hamstring. Really, that is so dangerous for him, so close to the cup final. Just feeling the back, and hamstring is the worst thing in the world you need in the week going up to the cup final.
Well, there is a little concern around Stephen Pienaar, who has just sat down on the ground alongside the dugout. Mick Rathbone is near him. The ice is coming out. James Vaughan, the man who's replaced him. Phil Neville, when he came off, went straight to the dressing room too, although it didn't seem he had too many ill effects. Was Bobby Zamora's chance, the last of this game. Julian Lescott just barges Kamara out of the way. Referee was happy with the challenge. This is Leon Osman. It's Osman, takes a deflection. 2-0 to Everton. They are confirming their status as the 5th best team in the land. A double for Osman. It's game over.
Well, this lad is such a good player, Gary, and he plays in any position for Everton, and again it's an excellent finish. Comes across Angland, and Smalley comes across him as well, and it's a lovely curling shot in the corner. Just picks it out, and he's on his weaker side, his left foot, curls it straight in the corner, and Schwartzer's got no chance. It's a wonderful goal from one of the most underestimated players in the Premier League for me, and such a good player in the Everton colours, Leon Osman. What a good player he is.
Everton finally ending that record of failing to win here at Craven Cottage. David Moyes has done once before as manager of Preston North End. In what has been a fantastic season for the blue half of Merseyside. Maybe no surprise that they're about to end that record. And they are in party mood, and the party is set to continue for 6 more days, and then it will be the final of the FA Cup.
The perfect fillip going into it, and I don't think you could have seen 2 better taken goals all season. As a pair of goals in a Premier League game, I think excellent. One a great run and another one a great shot. The curler is a shot from Dempsey, easy save by Howard, but I mean the first goal was brilliant. A lovely little ball from Pienaar, lovely run, time to perfection. The second one, well, it's a cool, calm, executed finish, curling it with his left foot. 2 really well taken goals. A better double you may not find this season. Sorry, Gary.
I was just about to say, he's a player who's struggled to train at times this season, Leon Osman. Such have been his problems with fitness. Niggles along the way, but composed finishing of the highest order. He could be on for a hat-trick. Konchesky. Bobby Zamora. Fulham will race back to the dressing room to find out if the European dream may have been ended here. Remember, they'll be hoping that Spurs have slipped up at Liverpool now. But Fulham are hoping to finish in 7th spot. Everton surely now nailed on for 5th for the 2nd successive season. How big an achievement is that, Tony, for David Moyes' side?
Well, incredible, and not at much expense. That's the feat of it all, Gary. I mean, the expense of the team. You know, when you start adding up the team around the crucial areas, no massive signings. It's just been an incredible feat by David Moyes, and I think it's all about the teamwork, the discipline. Some excellent coaching from Moisey. Been brilliant.
Fulham fans, they're just showing their appreciation of Roy Hodgson too, who's standing in his technical area, just applauding the fans. 3 minutes of stoppage time. James Vaughan caught offside. Well, we mentioned the carnival atmosphere here around the stadium before kick-off. That won't end here because of Fulham's seeming defeat and demise here at home to Everton. The Evertonians, you've seen, are in full voice, and you've heard them. They will carry those songs with them back up to Merseyside and then back down to Wembley next week. Fulham could well be heading to Europe.
Well, defeat today for Fulham, but it's been an excellent season going. It looks like they've cemented their 7th place, because we hear that Spurs are down at Liverpool, so it's good enough, even though they've not ended in the fashion that they would have wanted to. It's been an excellent finish to finish in the European place. A well done to Roy Hodgson. We've already congratulated David Moyes and his squad, but a well done to Roy Hodgson, Ray Lewington, Mike Kelly, the staff behind him, and all the players. In fact, 2 excellent squads run by 2 excellent teams of management.
Can Everton put the icing on the cake here with a 3rd goal? Castillo, Vaughan and Cahill all waiting. Comes off the head of young Chris Smalling. Now David Moyes has to select his starting 11 for the FA Cup final. Kincheski. Olivier Dacour. This is Murphy. Now John Pansel, who went close earlier on for Fulham when it was 1-0. Pansel looking for Clint Dempsey. Howard's there to greet him. Dempsey again. It was blocked by Hibbert, although Yoba came flying in too. I think Tony Hibbert got the last block on that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gary, because it bounced out here. Dempsey slides in the first time and the ball bounces out, and there's Hibbert, totally committed to the calls, coming round on the block. Good call from you, good save from Hibbert.
Well, I'm looking for a consolation deep in stoppage time. That's it, it's Everton's day in London. Will it be the first of a double over West London sides in the capital in the coming days? And once again, David Moyes' team finish in 5th position in the Premier League. An outstanding achievement on a limited budget. A double from Leon Osman, winning the day here. And Everton now prepare for the FA Cup final against Chelsea at Wembley next week. Fulham appear to have booked their place in the Europa League. Their best ever season in the top flight. It looks like they will finish in 7th position, and they will be heading to Europe next season. The party begins then for Fulham if they have hung on. The wait for the party must continue for Everton, but David Moyes, a proud man, he once again has finished best of the rest outside of the top 4. It's finished at Craven Cottage. Fulham 0, Everton 2.
Leon, it's a place where Everton have struggled in the past, but you seem to embrace the challenge today.
Yeah, we were really confident coming into the game. As you said, we've struggled here in the past, but you know that wasn't the case today. We named a strong side. We went about our jobs right, and we felt we deserved the victory.
First goal was important time too.
Yeah, it's always difficult for the team to concede a goal right before half time, but for the team who scored it, it's great.
To finish 5th again, how big an achievement is that, especially the start that the club had this season?
Yeah, you know, it's well documented, the bad start we had to the league. It wasn't what any of us were aiming for, but it's a testament to the team and the character of the lads that we've managed to turn things around. Not only have we now secured 5th place, but we're in an FA Cup final, so it's a pleasing season so far.
Fulham in Europe next season, how big an achievement is that?
Yeah, I think it's a great achievement. You know, I'm really proud of it. Really proud of what the players have achieved for this club. You know, it's done with a lot of hard work. You know, it's not a slump. I think over 38 games, you end up where you deserve to be. A little bit disappointed that we met a very good Everton team today and we couldn't sign off in style, but I've got to say that I think quickly put this defeat behind me, and I shall be basking in the glory of the 7th place and the chance to play in the new Europa League, and that will be my lasting memory of what this season has been about.
David, how pleased are you today, not just with the result but the display, a tough ground to come to?
Both. I thought both the display and the result was excellent. This has always been a hard place for Everton. I think they'll tell me 1966 as we won here, so thank goodness we'll get rid of that. But the performance as well, and as well as all that, I think you've got to give credit to Fulham, how well they've done this season. Roy Hodgson, their manager's had an unbelievable year, and I think Fulham players have had a great season, so it was always going to be a hard game.
Started on the front foot, eventually got your noses in front just before half-time, superbly constructed goal.
Yeah, I think that possibly changed the way the game went as well. I thought we deserved to be a goal in front. I thought we'd played well, albeit Fulham had 1 or 2 opportunities as well. But the goal was a very good goal, well taken, and pleased we got it.
Was there any temptation to rest a few players with the cup final coming next week, or was it next game mentality, 5th is what you want?
I wanted to win the Premier League games. You know, you go through all the season and then to give up on it. So I felt that the best chance for us to win here at Fulham today was to put out a strong side, and we done that.
And you yourself finished as the top English manager in the Premier League. How big an achievement is that for you?
Yeah, I think it's been unfair to a few Brits. I mean, I must say, having lived abroad for many years, I don't make the same distinctions as you between England, Scotland and Northern Ireland. So, you know, I think that I'll congratulate Sir Alex and David and Martin O'Neill as finishing above me as a British manager. But if you want to be pedantic and to say I'm the top English one, I'll accept that as well, very happily.